All right, supply spec looks amazing. Everything is just a fire breather. Elite spec, okay. Guess he's going for hounds. That would make a lot of sense. Don't think we go counter hounds. We go for. I mean, we could go for fangs as late chaff, but you don't want late chaff. You don't want fangs here. Everything he has kills fangs. I think he's just gonna be crawler. Probably should be void eye, but we're not a big fan. Okay, so he's actually going void eye. Okay, so that's surprising. But at least he goes for suck and he doesn't go for the carry tax. I don't think he's really gonna pay 500 for energy shield, but we could say maybe this will work. But he doesn't have flying, so it's already not that scary. Yeah, I was almost confident that he was gonna go for the hounds or a crawler. Never really seen the void eye, but I guess it can be good at level 2, right? I mean, the amount of damage it's able to do is quite significant. And it heals up real quick. But I'm not worried about the Void Eye, to be honest. I'm really not worried about these two Void Eyes. Fangs all of a sudden seem to be not so bad, but they just kind of late Fangs. Level 2, though. That being said, you know, you don't want to go for the Cell. I think the Arclight has a lot of application. The Arclight here can be quite good if he builds Chaff. Surely he's going to build Chaff, right? The Fangs can be quite good. They could act as chaff for the storms. But you're assuming that like we're able to win the chaff war. So we don't have any arc lights. Probably want the arc lights. All right. What's it gonna be? Phantom Rays or it's probably Phantom Rays, just so we can set up the fire threat. Not sure if we need to upgrade that. So he's got the extinguisher dogs. That's one thing you gotta be worried about, because with the extinguisher dogs, he's you're never gonna click 350 for the storm or 300 for the hound. You will click 100 for the phantom ray. So we need chaff clear. I think it's going to be a Vulcan actually. Could just get the portable shield ready, but I don't think I think it's a little bit too premature. So I think we'll just skip. Storms are doing quite a bit. Don't think we want to upgrade the storms. Upgrading the hounds can be interesting, but you're playing into the hound versus hound. We're probably gonna lose. More Phantom Rays is good, but probably more Phoenixes is good too. I think let's just go into a couple Phoenix. Um, Maybe one more Phoenix. I don't know. We're always going to need 3 Phoenixes, so I think this is fine. Probably upgrade this guy. Okay, anti-missile time. So now I want to get the fire down more, but again, you do have his hounds. The Vulcan actually might die to the Void Eye if they keep getting levels. We got to be really careful about that. At least we went for 3 Phoenixes and not like 3 Phantom Rays because of the missile interception. The Hound leveling up was very smart. We could consider playing Hounds here. Like we could go range Hounds, but I'm not sure if that's gonna work here. We can sell out of the storms, I think. Improve War Factory. We can go for that, but it's gonna be a little bit too premature. I don't know if we go for it now and just scare him with it. It can come out at any time, or it's probably worth getting just to hold it in your pocket. We'll sell this. Now I think we go for the Vulcan. The only problem is the Void Eyes. The Void Eyes are crazy good into the to the Vulcan, but I don't know what else we can do. I don't know if we click oil here. Might be good just because it's only worth 100. I wouldn't mind just wiping out one of these Void Eye packs. Okay, so he clicks range. Yeah, at 9k per volley, the Vulcan is gonna get... Okay, we forgot about that. The Vulcan's gonna get killed pretty quick. It might even heal up before we can actually kill the Void Eye. At least we get the fire down. Very nice debuff fire. We're gonna need a Fang in front of this guy. The Sabers are not gonna do anything. We would go for the sell. This is 500 profit. This is 400 profit. Let's go for this. I think we start selling these guys, or pretty sure these guys are not so useful anymore. Seems like the Hound is less useful. Okay, we'll go for another one here. And let's go for our Fang Chaff. Okay, opponent goes for Fortress. I guess it's for the AA. But it's very surprising we didn't get the fire down there. We might need range. Okay, we can go for a factory, I think. I think that's what we have to do now. So let's go for this. Let's sell out of this. Level 1 factory, level it. Click armor, I think. Just put it here, maybe. It's either armor or launcher overload. Probably armor. Let's borrow. Could even put it in the corner. Just so we can get it like a beacon in there. So this is the this is going to be the conclusion. War factory on the strong side. So let's see what happens here. He knows that we can go for the improved war factory at any time. And we do that. The oil does not land, actually. I see what happened. Maybe we could get a second. Okay, we do. Do we get oil down here? Looks like we get oil down. It's a very nice tower snipe. But he's got so many Mustangs behind though. Okay, electromag. I think we go for the shield here. We can electromag him. Maybe? I don't know where we electromag though. It's like he doesn't have any techs here. So I think we just skip this. Maybe a rhino assault wouldn't be bad. Just to try to take his tower. Maybe on this side or maybe on this side. Or even here. But maybe here is better. And we'll continue to go for this. We'll go for a shield here. Okay. Let's go for another factory. Let's sell out of this, at least. Put the other factory here. I want to go for chaff as well. I think we will go for a chaff here. As well as just something here. Let's do this first. And what else? Could go for speed, could go for range. Probably range. We might even be able to end this game here. If we get this tower, like, super quick. Not respecting the improved melter with the, improved factory with the melter. So this could be enough to just win instantly. I think that's... Wait. That's just enough. That's crazy. Well, I gotta say, those last two rounds were... The way we beaconed it and the way we positioned the crawler was exactly how the conclusion did it. You know, he moves his... There's never anything here, so you could just move it like this. And, yeah, I think this was just moving. This guy was just like kind of, you know, did 189. This guy did 355. It was quite good. I just don't know why he went for the double shot on the fortress. There's no way that works. I guess he would need to go for Melter in this situation. All right, so let's look at that last round from the opponent's perspective. I think the way we played that was probably quite good. Um, Winning by only 40 and doing 3,400 damage is probably pretty optimal. So let's just see it from the opponent's perspective here. I think the Electromag is probably good to do here. You know, there could be a shield. You could also Electromag this, but you're never sure that there's going to be a factory there. So you probably just Electromag this. And I think the problem was the melters were a little expensive. I think you know, I don't think I think you have to sell one of these guys because it's just too much of a risk. You don't want this to be, you don't want the melter to I mean, you don't want this factory to be there anymore. And then, you know, this is also pretty reasonable. There is a Rhino drop potentially from the opponent, so you could consider missiles. You probably would put a missile here. You'd probably put a missile here. Right. You probably consider some missiles here, but if the Rhino drop comes here, then you kill it. If Rhino drop comes here, you kill it. It's only here you might want to consider a missile. And I don't know. I don't know what else you do here. Maybe just the defense. So let's just see how this works. So the Rhino comes in. We're locked in onto this guy. We're able to turn around and kill this Rhino. And I think that's gonna be it, right? Unless, I mean, it doesn't look that great for us. We only have a single melting point. But the melting point is very tanky. The Phoenixes do a lot of DPS. The fort is still alive. It's doing a lot. I think it's very close, actually. Yeah, so if the opponent did this, then we're kind of screwed. So I think we only won because he didn't go for the melting point. He tried to go for the fortress. So maybe it's in our benefit to sometimes pivot out of the war factory, maybe go for, I don't know if the worm is necessarily that good here because he's got the void eyes, he's got the fortresses. I don't know if the worm does good against the fortress. I think the worm might die to the fortress, where it's maybe more of an even battle. Yeah, but it's kind of sad that that this guy, it didn't do that well. Now once you put the melter here, so sometimes you just got to be, you guys just got to get lucky. He probably thought he could. He probably thought, well, you know, let's just make sure he probably didn't get the melter because he probably thought, well, let's make sure that the Ray keeps going for the war factory and keeps investing. And you know, we had no techs, so we could have easily sold it. So he probably didn't want to commit, like, you know, basically 1,500 into, more than 1,500, 1,700 into the melting point. Just seeing the improved factory, they probably thought, okay, if he does the factory again, then the next round we go into the melting point. But I think we just got super lucky that the next round didn't happen. I mean, you're never really expecting to lose 3,400 in, what round was that? I guess that was round 7. So it's pretty extreme to be losing that much. So, and we just barely won by a hair. basically by, you know, a single Phantom Ray. So, anyways, if you see this improved War Factor card, I think, you know, I think you kind of have to get it. You know, it is so good. You know, the extra HP itself is worth, it's kind of worth that 200 alone. Get the extra range. You know, you get the extra attack, which isn't that huge, but the extra attack interval is pretty huge. It goes from, I think it's 1.0 to 0.8, which is, I guess, 20% faster. So it's just basically, yeah, it's a very, very good thing. All right, guys, just remember to try to get the improved War Factory next time.